Hey YouTube. So today I'm going to be talking about the Vanquish Soul deck that I played this past weekend at my locals, took top 4. Deck plays really strongly. I really enjoy playing this deck. The types of interactions you can have with your opponent and the different plays that you can do depending on the situations that you're put in is very, very fun and very strategic. There's no one line direct combo to do it, certain plays, but you know, I'll show you a test hand at the end. But first I want to show you the deck profile. So starting off with your main starters, 3 Soul Raisin. So Soul Raisin, just like all the other level 4s, besides Pantera, this one you have to normal summon. This is one of the main ones that you want to normal summon. On normal or special, you can add a non-warrior Vanquish Soul from your deck to your hand. And then all the Vanquish Souls have secondary quick effects. So, for example, Raisins, as you reveal a fire, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. And if you reveal a fire in a dark, you destroy all other monsters, in this card's column. So it kind of plays like Mech Knights in a way as well. So columns in this deck are very important too. All right, those are the 3 Raisin. After that, you play the other 4, which is Vanquish Soul Dr. Madlove. If this card is normal or special, you can add a Vanquish Soul spell or trap from the deck to the hand. And just like the other ones, they have quick effects as well. If you reveal a dark, one face-up monster your opponent control loses 500 attack and defense, and that is permanent. If you reveal a dark and an earth, you can return 1 monster on the field with the lowest defense and return that to the hand. All right, so with this one being a 2000 defense, I'll show you a couple cards that really work well with the secondary effect of Madlove that interact with our opponent. Now we get into the higher level monsters. So we play 3 Vanquish Soul Heavy Borger. All right, this one, during the main phase of either player's turn, you can tag out any other Vanquish Soul on the field to special summon this one from your hand. If you reveal a dark, this one lets you draw a card. If you reveal an earth and a fire, you burn your opponent for 15. So this one especially comes clutch when it comes into time. I did have this help me out when I was playing in my last game of the tournament, round 5. They called time, but I was in main phase 1, so I had Borger on the field. I activated Madlove to add me a spell trap, so then that way I could search for a fire, revealing my Kurikara, which I'll show you in the deck in a second. Adding me the Raisin, and then Raisin let me normal summon, so then that way I can add Valius. And so then I had my Earth and my Fire to reveal for Borger to burn. And then that ended my turn, I won the game that way. All right, I play 2 Caesar Valius. Same thing, it tags out just like the Borger. All right, if you reveal an Earth, this face-up card's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. If you reveal Earth, Fire, and Dark, you can non-target destroy 1 card on the field, which is pretty good. I play the 1 Pantera and 1 Pluton. So Pantera is good because if you have no monsters in your main monster zone, you can special summon this card for free. If you reveal an Earth, it can't be destroyed by battle this turn. If you reveal an Earth and a Fire, it destroys the spell and traps in the card's column. With Pluton, Pluton lets you play on your opponent's turn. So this is during your opponent's turn if you control no monsters, or only if you have Vanquish Souls, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you reveal Fire, it gains 3000 defense until the end of the turn. If you reveal a Dark and an Earth, it gains 3000 attack. And the attack, the 3000 attack does come into play when we talk about Rock of the Vanquisher, and we'll get to that when we get to the extra deck. All right, so we do play a small Kashtira package. I do play 2 Kashtira Fenrir and 1 Rise Heart. After playing in tournament, because I tested this deck a little bit before with my friends on the weekend, but I do feel like I want to up the Fenrir count to 3 and maybe cut the Rise. I'm not sure yet. I do like that Rise Heart is a fire and it does let me extend. So in that way I can banish the other Fenrir, because I did have situations where going into a Rise Heart in the extra deck would have helped me a little bit in tournament. It's just that if I special the Fenrir and then add the Fenrir and then I have the Rise Heart in my hand, I cannot banish anything else because I have no other Kashtiras. So I think the third Fenrir would be better, and maybe keeping the Rise Heart. I'll still have to play test to figure out what ratios I like. That's all the main interactive monsters. Next are the hand traps. So I play 3 Ash Blossom. I play 3 Kurikara. So these are my fire targets for all of the Vanquish Soul cards that require a fire attribute in the hand. Plus, the reason why I'm playing so many Kurikaras and Ashes, I typically would maybe play 2 Kurikara and 2 Ash. But mostly it's because I'm playing Small World in this build. I'm testing whether I want to keep the Small Worlds or just get rid of them altogether. But again, I do have to test more with this. More hand traps. I have 2 Droll, 1 Bell, and 1 Baldrake. In hindsight, I should have put a Magnemite instead of the Baldrake, because Magnemite lets me search for a dragon, which Valius is a dragon. That's another thing I forgot to mention. All the other Vanquish Souls are all different attributes and all different types. So Raisin is a warrior, Madlove is a fiend, Borger is a machine, Valius Caesar is a dragon, Pluton is a zombie, and Pantera is a beast warrior. So Tikaboo does come into play in this deck. It does not hurt it. But, you know, going back to my earlier comment, I would switch this Baldrake for a Magnemite. I was thinking of the other effective is if they special a Ritual Fusion, Synchro XYZ, or Link, I can just tribute off one of mine to banish theirs. But I didn't really see this secondary effect come into play. It was more for the graveyard interaction. Droll I resolved once in the duel during my matchups. And honestly, I felt like it was unnecessary most of the time based on what I played against. Especially its attribute being a wind, it didn't really help me in the deck a lot. So I might just cut the Drolls or side them. Bell came in clutch when I was playing against Branded, because they were trying to Granganol or Rinbrum, I can't remember which one, and they banished for cost, and I was like, okay, I'm going to Bell, and then they were like, oh, I have nothing else. So I might up the Bell count to 2 and might side it, maybe, but I like maining 1. But definitely I'm going to put a Magnemite there. All right, and for the last two monsters I play are 2 Kaijus. I play 1 Dogoran and 1 Kumomungus. Reason why is because of the attributes, but also because I can bounce their cards, tribute them pretty much, for them to have these. The reason why I might up the Dogoran up to 1 more is because of the defense. Defense being 12 really comes into play when I have Madlove, because Madlove, if you reveal a Dark and an Earth, lets you bounce a monster with the lowest defense. And Madlove being 2,000 and Dogoran being 12, the Dogoran would just come right back to my hand. So that, I did not get to resolve that today, because, well, for one, I completely forgot and I was tired. That was the main thing. But I could have bounced back my own Dogoran to follow up for the next turn. That's it for the monster count. It's a very high monster count in this deck. All right, in terms of spells, you have to play 3 Stake Your Soul. So Stake Your Soul is reveal one monster in your hand. It could be any monster to special summon a Vanquish Soul monster with the same attribute. So for Raisin, for example, it being a fire, my targets are Rise Heart, Kurikara, Ash, and Dogoran. So I've got four possible targets just to search out my Raisin, which is pretty much the starter of the deck. For the other monsters, still the same attributes can count, but it just has to be a different name. That's the only thing. I personally like playing 2 Dust Devil and 1 Continue. I have, playing in tournament, I did see that the Dust Devil really came in clutch, Book of Mooning all of their monsters that really were a problem, that had activated effects, so then that way they didn't interact with mine. Continue at 1, I think it was fine. I didn't really see it as I need to play more of this. I think just 1 of Continue is fine. I think 2 Dust Devil, in my build personally, I will play it that way, but that may change. So for consistencies, I play 2 Pots and 2 Small World. Again, I'm debating on whether to cut the Small Worlds and put in another Prosperity, because I only resolved Small World, I think, twice. And I saw it twice where I actually needed to use it. So yeah. Rhoda for the other Raisin search, because Raisin is your only other warrior besides Rise Heart. In terms of traps, I play the 1 Vanquish Soul Trinity Burst. So Trinity Burst targets a Vanquish Soul monster I control. Remember, and I misplayed and I kind of cheated, but I didn't end up doing this. I had to take back the play. Rock of the Vanquisher is not a Vanquish Soul monster. So this is not a target for this. So it has to be anything else. I did that and I was like, wait a minute, that's not the same name. So I had to take that back. So you target a Vanquish Soul and then you special summon up to 2 from your hand with different names of each other in the hand. Neither of them of which have the same attribute as the targeted monster. So let's say that I have a Raisin on the field and I have a Mad Love and a Borger in my hand. This is fine because these attributes of Dark do not share the fire, and they both have different names. So then you special summon them either in face-up attack or face-up defense. Neither of them, their effects are negated, and I return them to the hand during the end phase. I return all cards my opponent controls that are in the columns as the targeted Vanquish Soul monster I did for the effect, and the monster special summoned from the hand. So this is where card placement in the columns really does matter, especially for when you're resolving Trinity Burst. So yeah, that card I resolved once, and it was great. It was a really good feeling. To finish up the traps, I play 3 Imperm for interruption, and then 2, there can be only 1. Again, like you saw in the video, this card does not affect my deck at all. Everything is different types. So maining 2, I think, is okay. You can probably cut this depending on what deck you're playing against. Like, for example, against Branded or Tier, it doesn't really hurt as much. Against Kashtira, it does hurt them. So I'll probably maybe put this in the side instead of maining them. So that's the main deck. I think it's 44 or 45 cards. I know it's a little bit bigger, but it's what I wanted to play, that I thought would work, and it did. So in terms of the extra deck, you play 3 Rock of the Vanquisher. You have to play 3 in case they play Kashtira and they unicorn one of them. You don't want to be left with just, if you main 2, you don't want to be left with just 1, because, you know, this is one of the most important extra deck cards that you use. So it can't be used as link material. While you control a Vanquish Soul monster, your opponent's monsters can only target monsters I control with the highest attack. So that's why, for example, when I was talking about the main deck with with Valius being 3,000 attack, and then make the ability to make Pluton 3,000 attack as a quick effect really does come into effect when you have a Rock on the field. And then the other effect of Rock is during the main phase quick effect, you can special summon a Vanquish Soul monster from your hand, or you can add a Vanquish Soul monster from your graveyard to your hand. So this comes really into play during your opponent's turn as well as on mine. Next for the extra deck, I play the Nightmare ladder, which is 1 Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Access Code. I did not go into Access Code once, did not go into Unicorn once. I did go into Cerberus. I did not go into Nightmare Phoenix, but I probably should have just for the 300 attack. The main reason why I play these is because of their co-link effect. Raga the Vanquisher points down, and Nightmare Cerberus and Phoenix point up. So then those will resolve to get me a draw. Next for the XYZs, I play 1 Exiton, 1 Dugaris, 1 Tornado, 1 Big Eye, 1 Arise Heart, and 1 Zeus. So the Exiton obviously is for, you know, board wipes. Dugaris is in case I have Varius or the Caesar Dragon or the Pluton, and I can just double their attack, make 6,000, and go for game that way. Tornado Dragon just for back row. Big Eye because I do play 7s, such as the Fenrir and the Borger is a 7, as well as the ability to make a Rise Heart a 7 if you banish a Kashtira card. A Rise Heart in case I'm playing against Kashtira, then I can use one of my own Kashtiras as the material for a Rise Heart, since they're probably going to activate Shangri-Ira. And Zeus just because it's Zeus, and I'll probably just play with these to be able to attack and go into Zeus. I did not play the Zodiac part of the extra deck, but I never really went into Zeus. I didn't have the need to do that. I play 1 Baron because I do play 7s, such as the Kashtiras and the Borger, and then if I want to special summon either my Bell or my Ash Blossom, I can go into a free Baron. And then I play 1 Mirror Jade. So this will, the main reason this is here is because of the side deck, and I will be changing this out for another card. So for the side deck, I play 2 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. This came in to effect in, I believe, my second match when I was playing against Branded Despia. And showing the Mirror Jade, he was like, the heck is this? In hindsight, I will not be playing the Mirror Jade because Mirror Jade is no longer the card to call for Winter Cherries. I'll probably change it to either Lubellian, Grangunal, Renbrum, any one of the, or Albion, any one of the other branded cards, because Mirror Jade is the end result. I probably should cut them off before that. Next, I play 3 Dark Ruler No More, just to be able to cut off their monster effects on the field, so that way I'm free to play. 2 Tactics Talents. When I sided it, I never saw it, but if I resolved it, I would probably either go for the draw 2 or probably the look at your opponent's hand, just so that way I can cut them off there. For back row removal decks, I played 3 Cosmic Cyclone and 1 Feather Duster. I didn't feel like playing Lightning Storm because most of the time I will have cards face up on the field, monsters. Played against Labyrinth in my, I believe it was my game 4. Yeah, in my game 4. Resolved Cosmic maybe twice. Never saw the Feather Duster, but you know, it's there just in case. Then it's the other, there can be only 1, so that way I could have 3 just in case I am playing against Kashtira or any singular typed of monster deck. And then 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance was the other card that I played as well. In my deck, I don't really have to play spell or traps on the turn besides Stake Your Soul, because the other ones are quick plays, so I can set them. All right, so let's go into a test hand. So let's shuffle up real quick, and let's power shuffle since everything was all in order. Yeah, I think it is 45. That a cut, and let's see what our opening hand is. Okay, so this hand, in terms of where we can start, is going to be very tricky. Okay, so what I would normally do first is summon the Mad Love. If it resolves, add a Stake Your Soul. With Stake Your Soul, I would then reveal Rise Heart for the fire attribute to then special summon the Raisin. Raisin effect, if let to resolve, I would add the Borger. If I can find them. There we go. All right, I would then at this point probably tribute the Raisin, go into the Rock. I would then activate a Borger in hand to bounce back the Mad Love to special the Borger. Rocket the Vanquisher to add the Soul Raisin back to my hand. At this point, I have a Fire, a Dark, another Fire, and my Bell is an Earth. So all of my effects for Borger are live, either the draw one or to burn. Since I don't know what my opponent is playing, I will probably just do the reveal a Dark to draw a card. And it's a interruption play, so good. So then I will, before passing my turn, I will set Imperm, and then I will set the Tikaboo. So always making sure that I'm playing into the columns as well. So in that way, if I want to, I can Raka the Vanquisher, special summon the Raisin during my opponent's turn, and put it in the column in which he has one of their monsters. So like, let's say he has a monster in this column. I will quick effect Raisin, reveal a Dark and a Fire to destroy all monsters in that column. Especially if they're putting something in the Link monster zone, in the extra monster zone there, I can quick removal. Also, I can Borger quick effect to reveal Dr. Madlove to draw a card. And look, I have another interruption. So, I mean, we got 3 possible interruptions, another one, and another one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 5 interruptions off of just a 1-card starter being the Mad Love and having just another Fire in my hand. Because the Mad Love went into Stake Your Soul, reveal the Rise Heart, go into the Raisin, add the Borger, bounce Mad Love, and then Raisin go into Vanquisher, add back the Raisin, Borger to reveal Mad Love to draw a card, which let us get into our other interaction pieces. So that is the deck. I will probably test this online a bunch, play with friends a lot, and test this out because this deck is pretty nuts. It is pretty good. It's topping a lot recently, so hopefully they don't touch the deck that much because I don't think it's that completely unfair. because if you do play, for example, Gozen or Rivalry, it will hurt the deck, because at that point we are then locked into that attribute or that type. So those are the only two cards that can really hurt this deck a lot. And then board breakers, you know, Regeki, Lightning Storm, Dark Hole, those types of things. But yeah, that's the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will be updating this and possibly posting another profile soon. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave any comments if you feel the need to, please. If there's anything that I can change, any other suggestions, I'm completely open to that. So thank you, and have a great day.